Alright, good morning ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. We are actually on a new chapter. We are going to be on chapter 8, and this is going to be part 1. We are working on finding factor pairs and multiples. Well, let's go ahead and look at exactly what a factor pair is. A factor pair is where you have two factors that are multiplied together to get the product. That simply is what a factor pair is. Now, going along with this, let's take a look at an example in the real world. Let's just say a chef is arranging 48 strawberries on an array on a tray. We need to find all the factor pairs, meaning all the numbers that we can multiply together, of 48 to see what kind of arrays can be made. Draw and label one of the arrays. Now, what we're going to be doing in this is we're going to be looking at the number 48, and we're going to think about the multiplication equations that can result in a product of 48, or what can I multiply together to get 48. I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, always start out with 1 and the number. 1 times 48 always is going to equal 48. So that's why they have it here. 1 times 48 is 48. Okay? Well, let's take a look here. What if I said 2? What can I multiply by 2 to get 48? Well, if I said 24, that would also get me 28. So 2 and 24 can also be factor pairs. But what can I multiply by 3 to get 48? Well, if I multiply that by 16, 3 times 16 equals 48. What about 4? 4 times 12 equals 48. What about 6? 6 times 8 equals 48. And we should know that from our multiplication problems. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and think to ourselves, okay, 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3, 16, 4 and 12, and 6 and 8 all equal 48. Okay, now that's pretty easy looking at that and just saying it, but how do we actually figure these factor pairs out? Well, that's what we're going to work on next. One thing that we can do is we can simply divide. So let's just say we want to figure out if 64 is a multiple of 4. We want to figure out, okay, 64 multiple of 4. What can we figure out are the factor pairs of 64? So what we can do is we can take 64 divided by 4. Okay, I'm just figuring that out right there. So we know right now that 16 definitely is that. So we could say that 4 and 16 are factors of 64, because multiply those together you get 64. That's one way of doing it, if there's no remainder. The next thing that we can do is we can simply list the multiples of 4. So we could say, okay, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60, 64. And what I just did there is I basically listed the multiples of 4 all the way up to 64. So now what I can do is I can think to myself, okay, 1 times 4 is, okay, I can think to myself, okay, 4 times 16 equals 64. And why is that? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16 of those. Let's go ahead and take a look at this on another way, okay? What are all the factors of, let's just say, 36? We want to find out all the factors of 36. What I can do is I know that 1 and 36 are a factor pair because 1 times 36 equals 36. Well, the next step is, can 2 be that? Well, I can take 36 divided by 2. That gets me 18, so I can say 2 and 18. Well, what about 3? 36 divided by 3. I can say 3 and 12 are. What about 4? Well, I should know that 4 times 9 is 36. What about 5? Well, I only know that 7 times 5 equals 35 right there. I have a remainder of 1, so that's not going to work. All right? What about 6? I know 6 times 6 equals 36. All right? And so on and so on. So that's how, boys and girls, that's how we're basically going to be doing that. How are they multiplied together to get this number 36? And these are all considered factor pairs. All right, thanks for sticking with me, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you later, and have a good day. Good day.